And go.
We are back in the RV.
Because it's raining outside.
Which I don't want to be.
Place I don't want to be. Back in the stanky RV.
There was one adjective in there that was not necessary.
Stanky.
Oh.
I'm sitting next to our shoes.
I'm so glad you said shoes.
Oh, not you, honey. I'm sitting next to our Nathan over here.
Yep. It's like that one episode of our live.
When you're saying, oh, you actually smell good, or something.
The RV smells better, and so does Katie.
It's like, Words are hard, y'all. Words are hard.
Yeah, words are hard.
Oh, man. What a day. Yep, he's tired.
Yeah.
It's late. I had a very late work day today. I didn't get out of meetings till 6:30. So it's kind of, everything's a little bit, it's weird not getting off till 6:30. I'm like, it's dinner time. I need to go get eggs and do my evening chores, and it kind of throws me a little bit.
Plus it's cloudy, so it's kind of dark, somewhat rainy. That's why we're inside.
Yeah.
Maybe you mentioned that.
I did. It's okay. We all know he doesn't listen to me.
What'd you say?
Exactly. Point proven.
I forgot to mention yesterday that we ran into a new animal in the homestead.
No, it happened after the video. So you didn't forget to mention it.
It was after the video? Mm-hmm. Wow. Yesterday after the video, we ran into a new animal. So we know that they exist in the area, but we've never seen one of these. In the 3 years we've been on the property.
Yeah, we've never actually seen one.
I thought I did a long time ago, but what I'm talking about is a copperhead snake. So the first time I thought I saw one, it would happen to be just a juvenile black snake, because they're not black when they're juvenile. They can be, but they can also look a lot like similar to a copperhead, but it wasn't one. And then, yesterday, definitely it was one, because it had the diamond head, and I didn't get a picture of it, but I immediately Googled Kinsley. He's so weird. I immediately Googled what a juvenile copperhead looked like, and it was a spitting image. So yeah, so we saw our very first copperhead, and it was in a pretty frequented
area by all of us.
But yeah, it was on the driveway up by the big cedar trees. Yeah, so that was fun.
No. Unfortunately, we didn't have anything to get it away from us.
It happened really fast. Thankfully, the dogs didn't see it, so they didn't. Levi didn't go after it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would have been nice to have enough time to react to get it off the property.
Yeah.
Or dispose of it. We've stopped reacting towards black snakes. They are what they are, and we like having them around. So maybe a black snake will
take care of it.
But
yeah, they're the only time that we relocate the black snakes is if they start killing the baby chicks.
If they're a repeat offender,
yep,
we will move it initially, and if they come back, then they get moved farther away, but not off property, because that's illegal in Tennessee.
No, we just take them. I mean, we have a large property, so we just take them back to the creek area, like way past in the very back, hopeful that it throws them off enough that it would be hard for them to find their way back up.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not, I don't know how far snakes travel on a given day. I guess I could Google it and see, but it's like one of those where we've had a few that have come back, but that was when we first started rehoming them. We were not taking them very far. We were just taking them like to the foundation.
Or to the barns.
Or to the barn. But since we started taking them pretty far back, like to the back parts of our property, we haven't really seen a lot of repeat offenders.
I'm so sorry. I cannot stop yawning.
I know, I'm boring.
It's not that. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I've been having some really wicked, weird and intense, like non-relaxing dreams over the last few nights. And so my sleep has been pretty bad. Yeah, and then we also collected the trail cams that we put up, the 3 trail cams that we put up by the geese, by the pond, so we could see what was possibly taking the eggs. And it was a success in that they captured some footage, lots and lots and lots and lots of geese and ducks. But other than that, there was nothing. But the 2 that were the most important angles that I was looking for, one that was right by where the geese are laying, and then another was by a hole in the fence, basically a dip in the fence. Those both ran out of storage because there was too much activity.
Too much activity.
So the last that I saw was one of the mama gooses, or broody goose. It was just a single one. She had 3 duck eggs under her, and that was on the 21st of May. That was the last of the footage. And I went to look today, and there are no eggs under her at all. So somehow the eggs are disappearing. We don't know how.
Whether they're getting taken, whether they're getting pushed out the nest and rolling into the pond, or the geese are eating them.
We don't know.
We have no idea. No. And there's no signs or traces of any of the yolk or albumin or any of that or shells. But I have seen, them eat entire eggs and not really leave much. So it's so hard to say what's happening. So going back and forth, the last of the 3 goslings started pipping late last night, but it has not hatched yet. And so I took the other 2 out of the incubator. They're in the brooder. And I contacted the gal that was wanting a baby gosling because I didn't want to. Nate and I were talking this morning. Do we just go ahead and put 1 or 2 goslings underneath our broody hens just to break them of it, because they're still sitting even though there's no eggs, and or how do I do that, because I want to make sure I'm not leaving just a single gosling by itself, and I didn't know how, what I should be doing. So anyway, long story short, hers broke broodiness once the last egg broke. I guess the last egg broke for her yesterday. The mama had been sitting since March.
Oh, wow.
And she today was up in the pond swimming with the rest of the geese. And she goes, I guess all it took was me mentioning getting her a baby, and it broke her broodiness, because I've been trying everything for 2 months, or since she knew it wasn't going to hatch, which would have been probably a couple weeks ago. So she doesn't need a gosling anymore. So the sense of urgency is we have to make a decision
soon,
today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it really depends on whether or not this last one hatches. So I'm almost like, okay, these 2 I'll just sell, and the one that hatches we'll put under her, because that one would be, kind of younger and by itself, and it's still within the window, because I would hate putting the 2 under and then I have one that's all by itself, and that's what I don't want to do. So that's where it gets tricky when they haven't all hatched yet, if that makes sense. It's my...
Yeah, so we're not going to have enough time to put more trail cams to see what's going on, because there are currently no eggs under them, so nothing's going to... If there is something taking the eggs, it's not going to take the eggs.
Yeah.
Another thing we thought about doing was moving the broody geese, or
just the goose.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 sitting today. And putting them into a shelter, into a house that we have already made up, that we put an Emden broody goose into. And that's either going to allow us to put an egg safely under her, or it's going to break her broodiness.
And we don't have a fertilized goose egg for her to sit on and hatch. So the last ones that we have that are fertilized are hatching right now. So it's either a chicken egg, nothing, or babies. So, because I know when we've moved broody hens and geese before, it's broke them.
Yeah.
So we're wondering, but these ones are so sweet. These Chinese, we did move them. I thought at one point, were they? Oh, they weren't broody yet. No, they weren't broody yet. they're so sweet, but you can just pick them up
We
and you
moved
can grab
we moved
the
a
eggs
broody Emden
in that broker.
and then another Emden went broody in the house that we set up. And then eggs were in that one too, and they got stolen. So we're gonna have to move the location and put a good fence around.
Yeah,
So
I just
don't
think
know.
it's so risky because
is
I
risky.
would just hate putting babies up there and then them disappear. I mean,
Exactly.
that's so sad. I mean, I know it happens, but it's like if we can control it and keep them safe, I'd rather do that or get them to customers who want some geese.
I keep looking at my phone because we're supposed to have somebody come out at 7 o'clock, so I don't know if it's going to happen. Somebody come out tonight to look at about 4 or 5 trees that we need felled around around the house and around the carport. So
Ones that we don't want to do ourselves.
I can fell a tree if there's no danger of it hitting other things.
Yeah, like the house.
Yeah, like the house. Yeah. So
We've put a little work into the house if you don't know yet. I mean,
so I'm not doing that. So yeah, we ran across them at one of our Lowe's trips, and I got their business card, and
we're just trying to find some reasonable folks in the neighborhood or in the area. That's what's been a little difficult. Everything's just so expensive. It's like why we haven't taken care of that widowmaker yet. It's just trying to balance all of the unintended or unexpected costs that are coming up. You know, in hindsight, of course, we should have removed those 2 trees when we removed all the other trees around the house.
well, but they were doing it with an excavator.
Yeah, that would.
And I didn't want them to drive their excavator over by the house and tear it down.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that these people that we met use chainsaws.
Yeah. And do it proper.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know that they are licensed and bonded and
Yep.
all that, so insurance, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yep.
Man, that'd be awful.
Yeah.
That'd be so.
I'd be devastated. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, anyway, so they may not come out tonight. It's rainy and
Yeah.
getting late. But I continued working on the tile in the master bathroom. We're at a point now where I need to have the vanity and the sink situated at least to where we know it's going to go, so I know where to end the tile. Same with the trim, and then same with the wallpaper that we're going to stick up. So we're kind of at a stopping point in the bathroom. I continued to trim down the hallway and into the living room, and tomorrow I get to do the trim around the 2 French doors in the living room that lead to the outside. Those are going to take a little special extra work because I have to trim not just around them but also inside, because the wall is a 6-inch wall and they're only 4-inch, made for 4-inch walls.
Doors.
So there's extra thickage I need to cover.
Extra thickage.
Extra thickage. Yeah,
Them walls are thick.
they're thick and strong.
They ain't going nowhere.
They're warm,
Yeah. Very well insulated.
sturdy, level, plumb.
Finding a few of our earlier built walls are not that way.
There's a lot of things we didn't know when we first started.
We've learned a lot.
A lot. A lot.
Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot. Wow. Just,
Well, to be fair, it was like the second wall you had ever built.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the first one I had ever built.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I think it looks great. It's just not.
as long as you don't look at the floor. Like, don't look at the floor in the trim to see how much it's off kilter.
You're fine.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
Nobody's going to notice but you.
Well, that's the problem.
You notice?
I do. But it looks really good.
No, it's good overall.
Yep, it's good overall. So, yeah, let's see. You leave next week
I do.
for a little while.
Yeah, I'm working on getting, so the batch of chickens that are in the brooder right now, I've got 2 sets getting ready to be picked up. So I've got the ones that have been in the chicken tractors,
The grow outs.
the grow outs. I've got those about ready to be picked up. But what I'm running into is I need another tractor and I need to start separating them because they're growing and no longer do they have as much space as they did when I put them in there when they were 2 weeks old, now that they're, 6 weeks old, or yeah, about 6 weeks old, they're definitely they need more space. So I need to figure out whether I put them into one of the Vever coops and let them just have all of that space in there, because I did band them by customer order, so I already know whose is who. It's just going in the evening and catching them before the customers are going to be picking them up. So I have those that are getting very close. They're within most of them will get picked up right after the same week I get back from my work trip, so next week.
Nice.
And then that's why I'm debating. It's like, do I bother separating them now or just move them more frequently, because the grass just gets poopy is the problem. They have enough space and they have perches and they have all of that. It's just
Dirty.
It just gets dirty quick, and
Real fast.
I don't want them, standing in waste for any given time. So it's like, maybe we just need to move them 3 times a day instead of twice a day. And then the ones that are in the brooder, they are almost 3 weeks old now. 2 weeks, May 14th, so that's 2 weeks. They'll be 2 weeks next week, I think, or something like that. I don't know. Brain's not working. And
Your brain hasn't been working today.
no, it's been an off brain day. It's really been rough.
I can't stop yawning and you can't start thinking.
There's the title. So those ones, they're almost to the point where I can sex some of the early ones that I can tell because of feather coloration as soon as they start to come in, like a salmon faverol, and like my black australorps I can start to tell. Most of my barnyard mix I can start to tell around 3 weeks. So once I get there, then I can start getting the customers who were requesting pullets as soon as I could tell, and get those out the door too. And then I'm collecting eggs to put in the incubator for Friday of this week. And so I've got all of those little things to kind of balance and schedule. So we're trying to figure out, just where to put those, because I have only 3 more weeks that I can potentially use those brooders inside, because I'll have a new batch needing those brooders. And so that means I have to get all my outdoor ones figured out and get to their homes or get to their new larger grow out pens, so I can then, it's just a cycle. It's like a hopping cycle. And it's hard when you do them so tight together sometimes, like the 3 weeks, because you're always at a point where...
This is the same kind of challenge I have with the house.
Yeah.
Waiting on things to be available. Can't do this because that's in the way. So it's a lot of juggling, and
it's like, how do you manage it? Because I also have to go off of customer schedules too. It's not just my own schedule. So sometimes it's like I have one gentleman who, he travels for work, but he travels and he's gone for weeks at a time. And it just kind of depends when they're ready, and then when his work schedule's ready. And so it's kind of, I've got a few of those situations, and it's not just him. There are several that it's, they travel for work just like I do. And I had a customer who wanted to come pick up their chicks while I was out of town, and I'm like, I can't do that, because I'm not going to put that on Nate to try to figure out which ones are, for that customer. Even, if I wrote clear instructions, it's too hard. I just have them all, I just know kind of what's what. So yeah, it's always been that's why we have so many of these chicken tractors and so many of these things, because those just make it so much easier when you have ways to separate them out in smaller groups. And then now banding their legs has also been beneficial, because this year I'm doing it different than I did last year. Last year I didn't take pre-requested orders to hatch out chicks and then grow out those specific chicks for you. I just grew them out, and then when customers asked me if I had chicks, I said, yeah, I have these breeds available. And then it was like, okay, tell me what you want, and then I would collect them.
Tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
I wanna. Something like that. I don't know what the zig zag zoom
Rawhide.
Eat the rawhide, Nathan. But anyway, yeah, so last year I did it different. So this year, this is a lot more challenging, because I have specific customers that are expecting specific birds, rather than I'm just telling them what the possibilities are. And so the last remaining hatches of the year past this next one, that's how I'm going to go back to, because it's just a lot less work for me. I can
This is what I got. If you want it, come get it. If not, don't.
yeah, here's a list of other available hatcheries in the area. Yeah, so because we're talking about, it's like we can make money if we can continue to make a decent amount of money each month. Then why not? Because right now it's good.
Get it while the getting's good.
Yeah, and so I don't want to say, oh, but I'm tired, I'm going to stop hatching, because I'm still getting requests. I got 4 requests today, and so it's not slowing down, it's not stopping. It's just it's just transitioning. People are just ready for coop ready birds, and they're ready for, they want the hens to be laying by winter, which I can still do. I still have time to do that. But I'm just going to focus on my higher laying breeds rather than my fluffy cutesy ones, because I think everyone's gotten those already and they're excited. But what they don't realize, like an Americana, yeah, it lays a pretty blue egg, but she don't start laying for 6 to 7 months.
Yeeks.
Where you can get a black Australorp or a Buckeye or a Bress, and they start laying at about 14 to 16 weeks. So it's a big difference.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's your chicken knowledge for the day, y'all.
Just rename the channel Chicken Talk.
Chicken Talk. There you go. Just have a little... There's already the... Oh, no, that's Chicklandia. I thought it was the crazy... She is a self-proclaimed crazy chicken lady. She's somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. I don't know if she's in Portland or what. Backyard chicken lady.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's all sorts of chicken folks out there.
Sure. Okay, well.
Are you done?
I'm yawning.
Are you done?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. What are you cooking for dinner, babe?
Oh, that's a good question that I have no answer for.
A bowl of cereal.
That's not cooking.
Fend for yourself.
Well,
When I don't want to cook, it's a fend for yourself. And so it usually ends up being a bowl of cereal.
that's not true. It's a bowl of something.
Bowl of something, yeah. Yogurt or cottage cheese and something.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll cook myself something.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I need to figure out how to cook pork cheek.
Yes.
We thought out some pork cheek, and I've never cooked it before. So if you all have cooked pork cheek, or have any experience with cooking pork cheek, or any recipes,
drop it in this video because we gotta
Yeah.
cook it soon.
yeah, I'm gonna have to cook it probably in the next day or 2.
Yeah.
Because we already started thawing it out. So,
It needs to be cooked. Yeah.
and I know it's delicious. I've had it in hash, I think, once. I think I've had it in like a breakfast hash brown meal at a restaurant, and it was very good that way. And then I also think you can do it in like tacos. But I don't know how to cook it. So, any ideas, recipes, suggestions? Please and thank you. I'll Google it too.
Goodbye.
This is my brain.
This is your brain on drugs.
Nope, no drugs.